With the latest on the Oakley situation. And if you haven't seen the video by now, I'm not sure where you've been, but Wednesday night, Charles Oakley got into a fight with MSG security and was then arrested. And I think I can safely say that the incident was widely viewed as a black eye for the Knicks organization to throw out one of their all-time greats. Now, the Knicks then dug the hole a little deeper Thursday with this statement. There are dozens of security, staff, employees, and NYPD that witnessed Oakley's abusive behavior. It started when he entered the building and continued until he was arrested and left the building. Every single statement we have received is consistent in describing his actions. Everything he said since the incident is pure fiction. Frank Isola was on Daily News Live on Thursday, discussed more on what the impact this might have on the Knicks and their future.
Charles Oakley was taken out of Madison Square Garden in handcuffs.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I mean, what other organization does this happen in? And that's not to say that he could not have handled himself better. Absolutely, he could have done that. But I also think the Knicks could have. And I think both of them, I don't think this is ever going to happen. But I think the Knicks with Jim Dolan, need to understand what he means to this organization, push this aside. Eventually, Charles needs to do the same. Acknowledge, yeah, you know what, maybe I've criticized them too much in the past. But guess what? Magic Johnson has criticized the Lakers
now
a lot
he's in
more
management
than
again.
Yeah, and that's not to say that they should give Charles Oakley a job, but these other organizations, they kind of get it. The high-profile players are saying the things that the fans are saying.
Where do you think the blame lies? Do you think that any of that is true, or do you think this was just Dolan being very sensitive to his presence there and sending a bunch of security over, and that's where the blame?
Yeah, well, I think they're going to get a lot of their employees to say what they want the message to be, and I think here now is the problem, especially with the Knicks. Like, how many times have stories come out, they've completely denied it, dismissed it, not true, and then it turns out to be true. So now they want you to believe only their version of the story. And I'm sure somewhere, the truth lies in between of what Charles is saying and what the Knicks are saying. I find it hard to believe that Charles Oakley shows up at a game at Madison Square Garden, a ticket that he bought, and the minute he sits down, he's taunting Jim Dolan. And oh, by the way, if you do show up for a game, you're allowed to voice your opinion as a fan. Now, I understand they have the right to kick you out, but he did buy a ticket. And I guarantee you this is a treatment that not every fan gets at a game. He's not being honored by the team. They're not giving him calm tickets. He's buying his own tickets as a fan.
What is the perception from other franchises and players in this league about what the Knicks are right now?
Everyone around the league is talking about it, and really what they're saying is that the Knicks are a laughingstock right now. And I think you touched on a great point. On the one hand, you have the best player on the team right now is constantly having to take pot shots from the team president sitting high atop Mount Triangle, and Carmelo hasn't done anything wrong. And then you have one of the most beloved players. He's being escorted out of the building in handcuffs. So you have, how can players not look at it and say, well, if they're doing that to Carmelo, they're doing that to Charles Oakley, why wouldn't they do that to me?
So, NBA players are standing behind Oakley as well. Dwayne Wade took to Instagram posting this. 10 years Oak gave everything he had for this organization. And the image everyone will be left with won't be this picture. It will be the image of him being taken down to the ground last night in the same arena he gave his all to as a player by the guards. This could happen to any of us. Hashtag stay woke. We are not above this treatment. While Chris Paul tweeted, hope that he gets some help soon, not the right way to portray Oak. Always had my back and the realest person our league has seen. Hashtag Uncle Oak. So, Oakley's former teammate Chris Childs also weighed in on SNY's Knicks podcast on Thursday.
I was sitting here watching it, and I promise, I was like, if I was at the game, I would probably be in jail too, because that's my teammate to the day we died. So my reaction, just like Doc Rivers said, I would have been thinking, I need to get down there and help my teammate. Now, right or wrong with Charles, I think it could have been handled a better way.